It hasn't been that long since I've recorded a YouTube video, has it? Ooh. Stuck in the struggle trying to gain, I have a greater mission. I hope that you listen. What's going on, everybody? Deacon here. Yes, I've been gone from recording on YouTube for quite a long time, but if you want to know where I've been and what I've been doing, feel free to hit up the community tab on my homepage and kind of read through to see where I've been going, so I don't have to make a whole video of where I've been and so on and so forth, and instead can continue to move forward. Now, seeing by the title of the video, a question I have for you. Have you ever said, I can't even understand why they did that. If that was me in that situation, it would have been a lot different. And how do you know how you will respond in a situation that you've never been in before? Because it's amazing when you see certain scenarios or certain things happen online, how easy it is for us who either you're looking at it on your phone or you're looking at it in a situation where you actually had time to ponder and think about how you will respond in a situation to give an answer, when you know, just as well as I know, that we have all been in situations that we've been unfamiliar with, that something just outrageous happens that has you sit back and either have a reaction that you wish you could have done something different, or you didn't have a reaction at all. This is why I always wondered why sometimes when you would see something shocking happen and you would say, run, or why are they just standing there? Because when you're in certain situations and it's something that you've never experienced before, sometimes it's easier to say what you would do, but it's a whole different ball game when it actually happens. So it taught me to show a little bit more grace and a little bit more understanding when I see that people who get in certain situations, good, bad, or indifferent, that they'll have various reactions to that situation because it's something that's brand new or that's never happened, or something may have happened where it's just like, oh my gosh, I didn't see what I just thought I saw. Case in point, I had a situation that happened to me years ago when I was on the Green Line in the Washington, D.C. metro area subway. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what happened on the day that it happened. All right, I'm just recording this so I don't forget because I'm gonna actually do a video. But today, coming home from work, I'm on the Green Line, and what's funny is that I switch from one line to another, so from the red line to the green line, so that I'll already be on the train when we get to LaFont Plaza, because there's a whole lot of people to get on LaFont Plaza. So the guy that was beside me, he gets off, because we both got on at Gallery Place, he gets off at LaFont, and another lady who was sitting down gets off the train, but then gets back on the train, and she's standing next to me, because I had to stand up by the part where if like the handicap or somebody in a wheelchair comes on, you move out the way so they can set up right there, and I was in that spot. So I'm like, okay, cool, no big deal. It was me, one other young guy, so the lady who came on kind of slid in between me and him because there was a little bit of space there. So I was like, all right, cool, we ride on here, we get to where we need to go. Especially because I guess she figured she got off too early. Well, then what was crazy was that she accidentally, when the train stopped, she leaned on me. So I'm like, okay, you know, that's not a big deal. You're trying to make sure, you know, you keep your balance or whatnot, because she actually wasn't holding on to the bar at first. But then she said, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lean all on you. You know, is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, because, you know, plus she seemed like she was kind of like out of it. She wasn't high, but it was either drunk on something or just, she said it was later on that she worked a lot of hours, but it's like, nah, I've worked 13, 14, 15-hour days. And I mean, I guess everybody's different, so I'll leave it at that for that part. But anyway, so we riding and riding, but then the train stops and she leans on me again, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry for leaning on you, you know, is that okay? I was like, well, yeah, because it kind of keep you from falling, like I said, the other young guys there. So I'm just thinking, when I say lean, you know, I'm thinking of lean, I'm thinking just like you touching shoulders with somebody. So then the lady lays her head on my shoulder. And I'm like, Slim, what is this? So she lays her head like on my shoulder, on this shoulder. And as she's laying her head on the shoulder, like putting like weight, like leaning on me. So I'm like, okay. I'm kind of looking around like, what in the world is going on? Help me. But I didn't trip. I didn't act a fool or anything like that. So then she, you know, backed up. She said, I didn't mean to, you know, be leaning on you all like that, you know, I'm sorry, is it okay? I was like, no, you cool, because it's keeping you from falling and whatnot. But then she lays her head on my shoulder, lays on me, and then starts rubbing on my stomach. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I mean, she has a wedding ring on too, like the band and the ring. So I'm like, Slim, she rubbing all on my stomach and stuff like that. After that, the train stops again, but more people get off and a seat becomes available. So I'm like, oh, is a seat available? You don't want to try to sit down or anything, get some rest? She's like, no. She's like, I enjoy laying here on you right now. You know, it's been a long time since I've been with a man and got to lay on a man, you know, and I'm just enjoying this, just living in the moment right now. I'm like, Slim. So then she still lays on me, my shoulder, rubbing my stomach again. I'm just like, Lord. But then I said something this time. I was like, all right. I said, I see you got a ring on your finger. She was like, nah, that's just to keep the ninjas off. Of course, she didn't use the word ninjas, but she said that's just to keep the ninjas at bay, keep them away or whatnot. And then there was some other things she was saying, but the train was moving and I really couldn't hear her. So I was just like, you know, it is what it is. But then we get close to the last stop. So then right before it's time for her to get off the train, she lifts up my hand and sees my wedding ring. So then after that, you know, she put my hand back down, just kind of stood beside me, and then after that she picked up my hand and said, nice meeting you, black boy, and then kind of squeezed my hand. I just said, you know, likewise, just being cordial or whatnot. And then I said, you know, you have a good one, you know, take care of yourself. And she said, you too. And she got off the train, and it's bad because I had on this like heavier coat and I'm on this sweating and everything like that, and it was just crazy. It was crazy. So, you know, I sit there and I'm just trying to reflect like, man, what in the world just happened? Because like I said, it seemed like she was about to fall a couple times, so I didn't want her to fall. But then after that, her holding my hand and doing all these other things, I'm just like, Slim, only on the green line, only in the DMV, only on the green line. I could be wrong, but that was my experience for today. So yeah. That was crazy. Now, I had a lot of people tell me what they would have done in that situation. But mind you, that's a situation I have never been in before then, and I haven't been in since. Now, of course, now, hindsight 2020, I know exactly what I'll do if a situation like that ever arises again. But just given the scenario and everything that was going on, I legitimately didn't know what to do in that situation. So I just want you, the viewer, who's ever watching this, just to remember that if there's ever a situation that arises, especially if it's something that it seems like it's a shock or caught someone off guard, just try to show a little bit more grace or a little bit more understanding, especially if it's a situation that it completely ends up embarrassing the person, or the situation where you may have had experience in it, so you would have known how to deal with it, but because they didn't, this is just an instinct that went in that direction for them and caused them to react the way that they did. And that's all I have for you all. It's my first video back for quite some time. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will try to work on being more consistent, but we'll see how that works out. But as always, be wise, and until I see you all next time, have a great day.